Don't you worry. Come hell or high water, I'll think of another solution.
You'll just drown.
What?
Is you.
You probably recognize this iconic ninja, right? Today, we're going to turn Kakashi Hatake into a clean, stylish drawing, step by step. I'll show you exactly how to draw him, even if you're just starting out. We'll begin with simple shapes, build the proportions, and then add the details from the mask to the headband. Grab your pencil. Let's get started. We always start with a simple base. Imagine a circle to position the head. Draw it if you're a beginner. Here, we begin with the eye, placing it in the middle of the face. Draw a slightly curved line for the upper eyelid, then a softer curve for the lower eyelid. Add the iris and pupil using simple shapes. Use an HB pencil, hold it at a slight angle instead of like a pen, and apply very light pressure so you can easily make corrections. Work with short strokes for better control and precision. Now we place the jawline, but keep in mind that for Kakashi Hatake, it is mostly hidden by the mask. Draw a light line going down from the side of the eye to indicate the side of the face, then add a soft curve to suggest the chin without pressing too hard. Avoid making the jaw too defined since it will be covered. Keep using an HB pencil with very light pressure, holding it at an angle to maintain clean and adjustable lines. The goal here is to build the structure, not to finalize the lines. If you make a mistake, always use the eraser without hesitation. Now we move on to the headband of Kakashi Hatake. Draw a slightly angled line above the eye to define the base of the headband, following the natural curve of the head. Then add the top edge, keeping an even space to create thickness. Keep your lines light and clean since this is still the construction phase. Continue using an HB pencil, hold it at an angle, and apply light pressure for better control. Think in volumes. The headband wraps around the head, so avoid drawing perfectly straight lines. Now we draw the mask of Kakashi Hatake by creating a curved line starting under the eye and going down toward the jaw, following the shape of the face. The mask should feel smooth and natural, without sharp angles. Now we finish the headband of Kakashi Hatake by extending the lines along the side of the face to properly wrap it around the head. Add the small curves near the ear to suggest how the headband is tied, and make sure everything follows the shape of the skull. This step helps solidify the overall structure of the upper part of the face before moving on to the details. Now we move on to the hair of Kakashi Hatake. Start by drawing spiky strands, moving outward from the headband. Kakashi's hair is dynamic and irregular, so avoid making it too symmetrical. Vary the size and angle of each spike for a more natural look. Work strand by strand with light lines, and always keep the overall head volume in mind so the hair doesn't look flat. Now we draw the top part of the hair of Kakashi Hatake by adding longer spikes pointing upward. Start by extending some of the existing strands, then add new spikes to build volume. The hair should feel dynamic, so vary the directions. Some strands go up, others slightly to the sides. Keep the structure consistent with the headband and avoid overcrowding. Each strand should remain clear and readable. Now we add the ear of Kakashi Hatake, placing it just below the headband and aligned with the eye. Start with a simple oval-like shape, then add inner lines to suggest details without overcomplicating it. Now we draw the neck of Kakashi Hatake by adding two vertical lines going down from the jaw. The neck should remain relatively thin and aligned with the head to maintain proper proportions. Then, add the first indications of the collar at the bottom, using simple shapes to build the base. This step helps connect the head to the body and prepares for the clothing details. Now we add the collar and shoulders of Kakashi Hatake. Start by drawing the wide collar around the neck using curved lines to show volume and thickness. Then extend into the shoulders with simple lines slightly angled outward. This step helps build the upper body structure and gives the character more presence. Keep the proportions balanced between the head and the body. Now we finalize the base of the upper body of Kakashi Hatake by adding the torso lines and clothing details. Draw the central lines of the top to indicate the opening and structure of the vest, then add a few simple lines to suggest folds. Everything should remain clean and readable without overloading the drawing. At this stage, the construction is complete. Next steps will be to refine the main lines, add the headband details metal plate and symbol, and then work on shading to create depth. We now finalize the linear art of Kakashi Hatake by refining all the lines and adding the final details of the vest, such as seams and the button on the shoulder. Take your time to go over the main outlines to make them cleaner and sharper, while keeping a consistent line thickness. Check the overall proportions and fix any small imperfections if needed. The drawing is now ready for the next step, shading or inking to add depth and contrast. Now we add the eyebrow of Kakashi Hatake just above the eye. Draw a slightly angled, thin line that follows the natural shape of the eye to enhance the calm and composed expression. The eyebrow should remain subtle but precise, without being too thick. This small step is important as it adds personality to the gaze. Now we draw the metal plate of the headband of Kakashi Hatake by creating a slightly rounded rectangular shape that follows the curve of the forehead. Then add the small circles on the sides for the rivets and the symbol in the center. Keep your lines clean and even to give a solid and precise look, as this is a key element of the character. Now we add the details of the metal plate of Kakashi Hatake by clearly drawing the symbol in the center and refining the rivets around it. Take your time to center the symbol properly and keep the shapes clean and even. This step makes the headband more recognizable and realistic, while adding precision to the drawing. Now we move on to filling in the headband of Kakashi Hatake, the dark blue part. To shade cleanly, use the same pencil but hold it at an angle so you use the side of the lead instead of the tip. This allows you to cover a larger area with a smoother result. Apply even pressure and use strokes in the same direction to avoid visible marks. You can layer the shading gradually to darken the area and achieve a clean, even finish. We do the exact same process for the mask of Kakashi Hatake. Tilt the pencil to use the side of the lead and fill the area evenly. Use consistent strokes in the same direction to avoid marks and achieve a clean result. Build up the shading gradually by layering until you reach a darker, more uniform tone. Use the same technique for the darker areas of Kakashi Hatake, but this time with a softer pencil like 2B or 4B. Keep the pencil tilted to use the side of the lead and cover the area efficiently. The difference is that a softer pencil gives a deeper black with fewer passes. Work in even layers, keep your strokes consistent, and darken the shadow areas like under the mask and around the neck to create contrast and depth. Now we add shading to the hair of Kakashi Hatake to create volume. Apply darker areas at the base of the strands, near the headband and between some spikes, since the light usually comes from above. Keep the tips lighter to create contrast. Use light strokes following the direction of the hair to match its natural flow and avoid a flat look. Now we refine the iris of Kakashi Hatake to add depth to the gaze. Slightly darken the outline of the iris, then gently fill the inside while leaving a lighter area for the highlight. The upper part should be a bit darker since it is usually shadowed by the eyelid. Keep smooth transitions to avoid a harsh look and make the eye more realistic. Now we use a blending stump to smooth and spread the graphite on the shaded areas of Kakashi Hatake. Gently rub in small circular motions or in the same direction as the shading to create an even texture. This helps remove visible strokes and gives a cleaner, more realistic result. Be careful not to press too hard to avoid smudging too much or making the area too dark. Now we use the eraser to finalize the drawing of Kakashi Hatake by cleaning up any extra lines and small imperfections. Gently go over areas where the graphite went outside the lines to restore sharp edges. You can also create subtle highlights by lightening certain areas. This step helps achieve a clean, precise, and polished result. We apply the same cleaning technique to this area of Kakashi Hatake. Use the eraser to remove small smudges and refine the edges of the collar and shoulder. Work gently to preserve the main lines and take the opportunity to add subtle contrast by lightening certain areas. This helps achieve a cleaner and more defined result. Finish with the eraser for final touches. Clean the edges of the hair and headband to remove unwanted marks. Use the edge of the eraser for precision and to sharpen the lines. You can also gently dab some areas to lighten them and add contrast. This makes the drawing cleaner and more polished. The symbol is already outlined. Now it needs to be filled in cleanly. Use the tip of the pencil for precision, especially on the curves. Fill with small, consistent strokes without pressing too hard at first. Then go over it lightly to even out the tone. The goal is a clean, smooth, and well-controlled fill without going outside the lines. Now add the reflection on the metal plate. Leave a lighter area or lift graphite with the eraser to simulate light. The highlight should follow the shape of the plate, so keep it slightly curved. Around it, darken the surrounding areas a bit to increase contrast. This creates a more realistic metallic effect. Now soften the reflection to make it look more natural. Lightly go over the bright area to blend it with the surrounding tones without removing it. The goal is a smooth transition between light and shadow while keeping the highlight visible. This enhances the metallic and realistic effect. And that's it. Your drawing is complete. Step by step, you've learned how to build the character, work on proportions, shading, and details to achieve a clean and realistic result. Keep practicing regularly. It's the key to improving fast. If you want to discover more characters and keep getting better, subscribe so you don't miss the next videos.